Sometimes it happens that you have leftover mashed potatoes. And in fact, I've got a lot of leftover mashed potatoes today. So I'm going to be making bacon mashed potato balls. We have our mashed potatoes waiting and our bacon waiting, but we're also going to be putting something on the outside of these bacon mashed potato balls, and that is some crushed potato chips. I'm using some apple cider vinegar potato chips. You can use any kind you like. These just have a really nice flavor, and I'm going to use these today. They're Kettle brand. So I have my potato chips in a Ziploc bag here. I'm just going to take my rolling pin and crush these. I don't want them to be a powder. I want them to still have a little bit of texture to them. Something just like that. All right, let's move on to forming our bacon potato balls. So what I'm working with here is about 5 or 6 cups of leftover mashed potatoes. These were some pepper Parmesan mashed potatoes that I used in a video the other day. I'll put a link up here and down in the video description if you really want to try and make these specific potatoes. But honestly, any mashed potatoes you have, especially leftover, is going to be perfect because you want them chilled. You don't want to use warm or hot mashed potatoes. You want them cold because they'll hold together better as you're forming them. So like I said, this is about 5 or 6 cups. This was maybe 3.5 large russet potatoes. I'd made 4, ate about half, so good size here. To this I'm going to add about a cup of chopped bacon. Now I cooked this bacon up earlier to AFS, acceptable floppy state, let it cool down, chopped it up. You also want this to be cool. You don't want it cold with grease all over it, so kind of let it sit outside on the counter for a little bit before you add it. I'm also adding 2 eggs that have been lightly beaten and a tablespoon of all-purpose flour. Now we're just going to get in here, get our hands or our gloves dirty, and mix it up. You really want to distribute the bacon in there, get the eggs mixed in there, our binder. All right, we've mixed our mashed potatoes. We're going to put it in the refrigerator for a few minutes right now, just to chill down, maybe 10 minutes. Or you can take it right outside now and patch some stucco, because that's about the consistency it's at. As soon as that's chilled down, we're going to move on to the next step. So our mashed potato mixture has been chilling in the refrigerator for probably about 15-20 minutes, just to kind of cool it down, helps it hold its shape. And what I'm doing is I've got a spoon here. It's a large spoon, it's a serving spoon, and I've got just a big dollop of mashed potatoes there. I'm just going to get this in my hand, and I want to roll it and form it into a ball. I don't want to work it too much because the heat from working it can help it not stick together. So now we've got that, just like a little small meatball, and kind of like almost a golf ball size. And now we're just going to roll it in our potato chips. Kind of press them in gently. Some will come off when we're deep frying these because that's how we're cooking them. We're deep frying them. You just want to get a good coating on there. Then we're going to set this aside. Let me do another one. Got another amount of potatoes there. Form it into a ball. Try and keep them roughly the same size. That will keep the cooking times about the same. And these are going to take probably between 3 and 3.5 minutes in oil that's at 350 degrees. And I'm going to be using a canola oil. Get them in here. Kind of press some of those potato chips in again. All right, set this aside. I'm going to get the rest of them ready, and then we'll start deep frying. All right, our oil is at 350 degrees. That's really kind of a good temperature for deep frying things like this. Honestly, you can go as high as 375, and usually when you put the things in, it's going to drop. So just keep an eye on your temperature. I'm using my induction burner today. If you're using a gas burner, same thing. Just adjust it. This induction burner has like 10 ranges of temperature, so easy to adjust. You can see down here in my canola oil, there's some little flecks of those potato chip coating. Put some in there to test and see, and you can see they're golden brown. Now our potato balls have been in the refrigerator for about 15 minutes while the oil was heating up, and now it's time to deep fry them. I'm going to do 2 at a time. Place these in. And I think I mentioned these are going to go for about 3 to 3.5 minutes. Really, you want them to be nice golden brown. A good thing to do if you want to make sure they're hot inside is just take an instant read thermometer, probe one of them, and you can see anything above 100, 110, it has that nice warm feeling to people. The outside's going to be a lot hotter. And remember, even once you bring them out of here and put them on a paper towel lined plate, which is what I'm going to be doing, they will continue to cook for a few minutes from that residual heat. Make sure we move them around. And some of the coating will fall off, some of those potato pieces that did not embed. Don't worry about that. Let's give them a quick check here. You can see that nice golden brown crust forming. So when you reach about that 3-minute mark, you want to check them, and if they have the right color that you're looking for, go ahead and take them out. If they need a little bit more, go another 30 seconds, but really about 3.5 minutes at 350 is about all it's going to take. You don't want to burn them. All right, let's see, we're at 3 minutes here. That's looking pretty good, but you know, I'm going to let it go about 15 more seconds. Want just a little more color on them. All right. Just like that. I'm going to put these on the paper towel lined plate, and I'm going to go ahead and fry the rest of these up, and then we're going to top them and have a taste. All right, here are our finished bacon mashed potato balls. Now I'm going to put some toppings on here, and they're not all going to have the same topping. A couple of them are going to have a little bit of a, let's just say, spicy topping, because that's what I want to taste. But other people who are going to be eating these don't like things quite that spicy. First though, we're going with everybody's going to get a little bit of some shaved Parmesan, and we're just doing it from way up top here. Just get a general scattering, looks really artsy too. I'm also just going to sprinkle some chives here because, hey, I got some chives and the green looks good. Finally, I'm going to be adding some fermented crushed Calabrian chili peppers. It's from Trader Joe's. It's called an Italian hot bomba pepper sauce. And like I said, only on a few of these. Because I've tasted this and it's pretty spicy. I'll spread it around. Maybe I'll go on 4 of them. Let's see, let's pick another one here, right there. Actually, let's go 5. Let's make it something symmetrical all the way across the platter here. There we go, our bacon mashed potato balls with a sprinkling of Parmesan cheese, some chives, and on some of them, some hot Calabrian chili peppers. Looking great. It's time to taste. Now, you could just pick these up like finger food and eat them. In fact, that's what my son just did a minute ago when he was trying one of them. But I am using a spoon because I want to get a taste of everything. First bite here is going to be with that Calabrian chili because I really want that heat. Let's see. That is pretty awesome. I've got to say, the mashed potatoes and everything in there really mellow that spicy chili. You still get the heat, but it's not overpowering. When I tasted it earlier just alone, pretty hot. I like hot food, not super hot, and that was kind of approaching just uncomfortable for me, but I gotta say with this, it's fantastic. One of the really nice things about this is you have that nice crunch on the outside from those potato chips we added, and just the surface of the mashed potatoes that sort of skins over and gets crispy. But inside, you get that nice warm creaminess. And if you made a certain type of mashed potatoes, like I had that pepper Parmesan mashed potatoes, that comes through, and the bacon in there, it really shines. That bacon gives it that extra heartiness that you feel like you're eating a meat dish. And bacon and potatoes just work fantastic together. So if you have leftover mashed potatoes, and maybe you're just waiting for them to go bad so you can throw them out, or you fry them up in a pan to make potato pancakes, try something a little different. Crush up some of your favorite potato chips, coat the outside, form them into some little potato meatballs. You got a great side dish, snack, appetizer, whatever you want to call it. Oh yeah.